Hello, and welcome to Upfront. My name is Dean Thullner Veljacic, and we are filming on the unceded Nanaimo traditional territory. On this episode, I have the pleasure of sitting down with Laura Kelsey. Laura is a local volunteer, she's a music producer, and she's also a documentarian. Hi Laura, thanks for coming on to the show.
Hi Dean, thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, how are you?
Good.
Good.
Wonderful to be here.
Yeah, great. Well, listen, you are very busy. You've got your hands in a lot of different pies. You do a lot of interesting things. So today I wanted to unpack three of the categories that I brought up. So first of all, your volunteerism. I know you as a volunteer. I produced an event in the city for at-risk youth. You were one of the first musicians I reached out to, and without hesitation, you were more than happy to step up and to perform it to help kids at-risk youth. How did you become a volunteer? What is it about volunteerism that you like?
Oh, I personally, I don't know if I have the capacity to work in an everyday job where I'm helping the community at all times, emotionally and physically. But if I can just jump in and do what I can when I can, that's at least I can do something.
Well, you are doing something. You are the local volunteer coordinator for the Shoebox Project. I also know what the Shoebox Project is because this is the second year I'm volunteering. But for those that are watching the show, what is the Shoebox Project?
The Shoebox Project, I believe, was formed in 2011 in Toronto. It's a registered charity. It's non-religious affiliated, and it collects thoughtful, helpful gifts for women and people who are impacted by homelessness. And so we have a Nanaimo chapter. There are 45 chapters throughout Canada, and I believe that there's also chapters internationally as well.
Women that are impacted by homelessness. Where does these shoeboxes go? Like you're going to get all these shoeboxes, they're going to get donated, but where do they go? Who's the recipient of this?
Well, we use shoeboxes because they are easy to stack and transport and store. And they go to, in our community, they stay in our community, to Island Crisis Care Society, who runs a few different shelters in town, and then Risebridge, who works with people who are currently unhoused.
So both tremendous charities. I'm really wanting to get the girls from Risebridge on the show, but I have had the pleasure of having Island Crisis Care. Tremendous work, and I can speak on their behalf that they will be to ensure that these boxes go to those people in need.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
Right. Are you looking for more volunteers?
We are, and we're definitely looking for shoeboxes between November 18th and December 11th of this year. We will be accepting shoeboxes. We've got 4 different drop-off locations.
Yes, I have the locations here. Do you want to tell the audience where they are?
Sure. We really appreciate these drop-off locations. They take a lot of time out of their work and day to collect the boxes, interact with those donors dropping them off, so we really appreciate them. Nanaimo North Town Center.
Yes, and that's the administration office, yes?
Correct, yes. And so they're open 9 to 5 weekdays only, and they do break for lunch between noon and 1. So if you stop by during that time, do a little bit of shopping before you drop off your shoebox. Port Place Thrifty Foods is another one, right at the customer service desk. You can drop off your box. Curvavoom, with Yona Christensen is the owner there. Actually, I got this dress from there, which is lovely.
She's my next guest for December.
And there you go, next guest as well.
She's a tremendous community person for sure.
Yes,
yeah.
And she's on Bowen Road,
yeah.
So kind of a central location. And then our super north kind of drop-off location is Surgeon So.
Which is by Country Club Mall.
Yes, by Costco.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
yeah,
yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, great.
Yeah.
So if I were an individual that wanted to support the Shoebox Project and I wanted to put a shoebox together, it's how much worth inside?
Approximately $50 of merchandise, and you can throw in like it could be $40 with a $10 gift card. For example, I've got something here that Old Navy in Nanaimo, they put together some shoeboxes already. They were super keen, so thank you so much to them.
Big shout out to Old Navy.
Yeah, huge shout out to them. And just, some everyday essentials. Everyone's always needing a toothbrush. And then some comfort items. We've got socks here.
So
nice water bottle,
right?
Yeah. But then thoughtful things too, and fun things like a really fancy lip balm, some candy, nail polish as well. something just little extra things. We got diamond strength no chip here, so that's
Right.
nice. Because maybe you don't want to color, but
Yeah, so maybe some items that are for the holiday season, but primarily mostly items that people would need.
yes.
Yes.
And then a nice note of encouragement as well to let
lovely.
the recipient know that you're thinking of them.
Laura, how did you get involved in the Shoebox Project?
In November 2021, my son and I think my son was 4 years old, we put together a shoebox and thought, let's just go deliver it. Let's find out where we deliver it in the community. So we started calling around and realized that the local chapter had no one running it for the past few years before. At the prior volunteers had moved on, so no one had been working on it. So I made one box, and then suddenly I was collecting them all over the community and then bringing them back to filling up a whole room in our home, and then sorting them myself. And my son did help a little bit as he could, little guy. So I've been doing that since 2021.
Fantastic. So the Shoebox Project, we're going to put up the link for it below. I noticed on the website that you have lots of avenues for people to get involved. You can actually go, and there's a section where you can make a donation.
Correct.
Right, and that would be a cash donation that would go directly to the Shoebox Project.
Yes, to our local chapter.
And those donations would go through the Shoebox Project to the recipients of this chapter.
Yes, and then what we do is we go out and with the funds that we receive every holiday drive, we go out and purchase more items for shoe boxes and receive boxes, fill them up, make our own shoe boxes, and add them to the grand total.
It's quite an undertaking, really. I mean, you're collecting, well, I guess we are collecting hundreds of shoe boxes. So again, I'm hoping that the audience will be motivated to either reach out to the website or to reach out to one of the drop-off locations or someone to try to discuss how they can be involved.
The volunteers, we've got 4 volunteers this year, and myself as a volunteer as well, so we've got 5. And we will sort, as Dean knows, because Dean does the sorting as well. We will go through all the boxes, make sure that they are good for quality, and maybe add some goodies as well. And then we stick on a sticker that says it's done. We got the Shoebox Project sticker, and then those get delivered to our organizations.
I was so amazed last year when I volunteered. It was my first year, and we were wrapping the gifts at Island Crisis Care upstairs, and I couldn't believe the amount of shoe boxes that had come in from our community.
232 last year.
Well, let's double it this year. Let's get it going, right? All right. So I think we've covered everything we need to talk about the Shoebox Project. Laura, on behalf of the community, like being a local coordinator to any nonprofit charity is a lot of time and a lot of energy. And on behalf of Rogers, on behalf of the community, thank you so much for taking this on and really putting all that effort together to help these women that are in need. Right? Okay. Is it just for women? Sorry.
It's for everyone, really. We do gender neutral boxes as well. So if you feel like putting a kind of a more feminine box together with nail polish and things, that's fine. And then if you want to do a gender neutral one as well, you do that whatever you're feeling. And then when we go through them, we kind of put stickers on and disperse them that way.
Perfect. Well, Laura, when you are not being a volunteer coordinator, you're also a film producer and a documentarian. I mentioned to you that today I had the day off, and I actually sat in my house watching your new docu-series. Let's talk about that, okay? It was a good day. It was a lot. It was a great day.
Thank you.
What? So let's talk about it. Tell the audience what this docu-series is about.
I wanted to look into how sound, frequency, and vibration can potentially be healing for physical, mental, and emotional human health. So I talked to, I think I interviewed 17 different people in the community. We got sound workers, music therapists, dancers, musicians, and just to see what they do, how they work with their clients, or how music affects them.
Mm-hmm. It's titled Found in Sound, right? Yes. And this is available for everyone to watch on YouTube. Again, the link will be coming up as we're talking here. It's a 6-part docu-series.
Yes.
And each series is approximately 30 minutes long?
Yes.
I know, because my day
Yeah, I know.
got eaten up by it. But I was fascinated by it. And I have to say, when I first started watching it, I was a little, not skeptical, but I didn't know that I would be as invested or that I would get out of it what I thought. And I would really encourage the audience to go on YouTube and to Google Found in Sound and really listen to this. There's a tremendous amount of people in the Nanaimo community who are sound specialists who are doing incredible healing. Can we talk about some of the people that were on the show and what they're doing?
Well, it's quite an array of sound workers as well. You've got music therapists who are well accepted by the medical community at this point. They're working in hospitals with patients. And then sound is kind of slowly working its way in there with vibration and frequency. So you've got counselors who, like registered therapists and counselors who integrate sound into their practices, sound and music. Then you've got musicians who are now working with bringing client sound. And then you've got some people who are just drumming and helping community members, get into music more that way.
Yeah, we've all know that for generations we've talked about art therapy, right? Which music is an art. And one of the things that really was heartwarming to watch was the technicians or the healers that were working with people and dealing with the trauma in their life and being able to help them facilitate wellness and feeling better. It was incredible.
Yeah, I was definitely inspired by my own experiences as well. With my own health journeys and my own experiences with trauma, and that's why I was kind of spurred into looking into it originally as well. Sorry.
Yeah, no. It's fantastic. There's also a section in this docu-series which I loved, which is focused, I think it was episode 4 or 5, and it focused on local dancers or people that had dance classes or dance avenues for people for healing. Yeah, can we talk about that?
2 of the dancers, so we've got Pinksy Shell, and she is Afro-Sharky dance, Afro-fusion Sharky dance, and she does dance classes in the community. And Suki Sangha, she does Vancouver Island Bhangra, and she brings Bhangra to the community as well. So different cultural dances that haven't been expressed a lot in Nanaimo before.
Or perhaps in North America. I think the history of dance and sound and healing has been much more accepted in Far Eastern or African countries long before that we've accepted it here. Would you concur?
It's certainly, yes, we don't have those festivals that are bringing our communities together. It's something that we do annually together. The big goal of the documentary was the hope that we would somehow discover a frequency. This was the lofty goal, okay? That somehow could discover a frequency that we could just play over, the whole world and heal the whole world and bring peace right away. And so I was hoping we would just somehow have some big discoveries, but so I'm working on season 2 now. So
yes, so when is that coming out?
Next fall.
What does that look like? Can you give us a little bit of a teaser or a hint what the second series might look like?
Working on the reciprocal sound relationships between human and nature, and also humans and the sound around us, like the community, and just like sounds in the city. So there'll be a Sound in the City episode where we're going to dispel some myths about the foghorn in Nanaimo, as well as talk to Xavier Moy. He is a marine biologist who did studies around Vancouver Island on fish sounds. And I think to open people's minds to sound, looking into creatures and living things that you didn't expect that actually produce sound or really audible sounds is a great place to start and really get people thinking about how sound affects us. So a lot of fish out there make sounds that you wouldn't expect. So some fish have swim bladders that they're using different muscles to contract and to make sounds. Some of them are snapping their bones, but you know, like like we snap fingers, but they're snapping their bones, so like their whole body. So
Right. Sound around us.
yes, yeah.
Essential need for sound therapy with people with dementia, and how during the pandemic, a lot of these individuals were isolated and they really didn't have a lot of social connection. And it seemed that having these musicians go into the Center for Dementia was not only a ray of hope for these people, but it gave them joy. It brought them moments of connectivity. Yes?
Even just having someone come in and they have music therapists who are playing live music with them, working with them, and then also just the iPod ladies that come in and just put headphones on the residents and just let them listen to music and relax. And,
It's funny, you know, we've all experienced the magic or the power of sound. You know, as youth, we go to parties and we go to raves and we put our hands up and dance and we celebrate and we're all together and there's this collective energy. But it seems to me that the older we get farther from that. But music is so powerful. You know, you can put on a song that will remind you of somebody perhaps that isn't here, or you can remind you of a time that was great or a time that was sad. But that power of sound, I think we all understand, but I don't think we have the understanding of how it can be used as a tool for wellness. So great idea that you came up with. This is a really brilliant documentary. And again, I urge people, like I'm going to put it underneath here again, go to YouTube and Google Found in Sound and watch this documentary. It's very powerful. It's very good. I'm excited for the second series.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'll have a day off just to sit and watch the whole thing. I might have to watch it in sections, but it was fantastic. What has driven you to be this, I mean, we're going to get to your music career in a sec, but what has driven you to take this trajectory and to move forward in doing documentaries?
Well, I love making music videos. They're just short form, fun, expressive, and short films as well, like Tub. That was such a fun experience. But to really dig in and look into something that might be helpful potentially for the community or for the world, you know, you never know. It's like somehow something might get uncovered there. Yeah, that would be the goal.
All right, well, so music, you have a extensive music career. You are not only a volunteer musician, it seems that you do a lot of volunteer work for community fundraisers, performing and donating your time and energy, but you also are a Western Canadian Musical Award nominee who has fronted metal, blues, folk bands for over a decade. Right? You write your own music, you're a solo artist, you produce your own videos, and you have tremendous, quite a few releases that are singles on Spotify. So if you're watching this, please go to laurakelsey.com if you're interested in hearing her music. She has an extensive website, and you'll be able to discover all that music, which is fabulous. How did this all begin? How did you decide, or was it an internal thing that just drove you to be a musician?
I never had music lessons as a young person, but I always heard melodies. I loved to write, so just combining that felt natural.
So can we talk about your latest music that you've produced? You've done a music video and song called Pieces.
Right, yes.
So what is that about?
When I was interviewing Suki Senga last year for the Found in Sound documentary.
And who is that?
Suki Senga is the Vancouver Island Bhangra dancer and teacher. We had a discussion about wouldn't it be cool to showcase different dancers in Nanaimo, different dance styles, and that kind of spurred that idea on. And I tried to think like not so much a dance music writer, but that really challenged me to write a dance song. So that's how I started working on Pieces. I was able to work with Paul Similini. He's at Canary Sound Studio in Lanceville. And he's an amazing musician, amazing producer. He does sound at the Port Theatre, like wonderful person, him and his family. Able to work with him to produce this track, and then we got Suki and then Pink Seashell, who's also in the docuseries, to dance, as well as Erica Lopez, and she is a hula hoop dancer in town.
Right.
And we went on top of a building roof and...
Oh, the video is fantastic.
Oh, it was,
Yeah.
well, at some point we had to climb a very precarious ladder with camera gear and a hula hoop. And so I'm glad it worked out. And I was just like, rule number one, no one gets hurt.
Right.
But yeah.
Good, good. Well, it's a beautiful video. What is the music video about?
Joy and just letting go. Dancing as an expression of letting go, I think. That's what the song is about too. The song is kind of almost like a letter of goodbye to another person, but it could be also to yourself of something that you're ready to let go of.
Right. Well, my experience listening to your music and having the pleasure of having time to go through it, your music is very thought-provoking. Like your lyrics, it's not pop. It's definitely a story or a trajectory of a message or a movement of some way, right? So do you feel that's sort of the way you produce all your music?
I hope so.
Yeah, right.
I hope it's thoughtful, and but sometimes you do want to just write something that's just super fun and super let's just dance too. So I try to do that as well.
So what is the holiday season? It's November, we're moving into the holiday season. Will you be performing locally that the people that are watching can come and see you this year?
I'm performing at the Rusted Rake, November 26th.
That's in the News Bay.
That's correct. Yeah,
Yeah.
beautiful spot.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll be performing in the new year. But a lot of the time, the season with the Shoebox Project and everything and work, I also have a job of graphic design that I work with, and
Just another avenue of how fabulous you are. Graphic design. Okay, well, you're also a mom.
Yes.
Yeah, so you've got a lot.
The dog mom.
Yeah, and you're a dog mom. You're a mom. You're a film producer. You're a documentarian. You write your own music. You're a volunteer. You're a bit of a force.
Making me sound very
You
fancy.
are. You're a force in this community. So what else would you like to share with us today in regards to what you're up to or what you feel is happening?
Oh, I'm going to start working on a debut album called Hidden Mountains. And I hope to be done that in the next year.
Laura, thank you so much for coming on up front today. If you're watching the show, I would like to encourage everybody to reach out once again for the Shoebox Project. I'm going to leave you with Laura Kelsey's latest music video. Please go to laurakelsey.com. I hope you enjoy this video, and I look forward to seeing you next time.
You say that you know me, but darling, it's only 'cause you spent your life falling to pieces. You caught me crazy, but I think you're lazy, throwing away this life we're giving. Say that you're leaving, there'll be no grieving, not for me, I'm moving on. 'cause you spent your life all in pieces.